Chakravalesu atra gachantu devata saddhammang munirajas sunantu sakamokadang dhamma savana kalu vayang badanta dhamma savana kalu vayang badanta Dhamma savana kalu ayang padhanta. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahato samma sambuddhassa manujassa sada satimato matang janato latta bhojanang tanutassa bhavanti vedana sanikang jirati ayupalayanti. Yeah, Dharma friends. First of all, let me. Yesterday was the birthday, 82nd birthday of Most Venerable Viyanandanayaka, and he has contributed to the Buddha's teaching, Buddhism here, for so many years, and with his support, hundreds of monks have immigrated to the United States and have begun their religious service, me being one of them. And his contribution to the Buddha Sasana is immense. And let us wish that with the power of the Buddha Dhamma Sangha and the protection of Devas, may he have long, healthy, and strong life to continue his remarkable service. So, having made that wish, let us start our Dhamma Deshana. Some of you may have seen me physically, but some of you may have heard about me. I came to the United States in 1990, so many years ago. The very first place that I stepped at in the United States is the Dharma Vijaya Buddhist temple from the airport. So Dharma Vijaya temple is always in my memory. So the very place I visited in this country. So I'm so happy to have this opportunity to give you this Dharma talk in English. So I was asked by the Venerable Nayakathera to give this Dharma talk in English about the Buddha's perspective about physical and mental well-being, health. So it is one of the one of my most interesting subjects. So in addition to teaching in the campus and at the same time providing my service to the temple, I'm also so much interested in the field of physical and mental well-being because if we are strong and healthy, we can continue our service for a longer period of time. It does not mean that we don't get sick. We get sick. So, but we must be able to manage our diseases. The Buddha's perspective on this one is really interesting and modern, and I'm going to discuss some of the important points in this regard given by the Buddha. But in Sri Lankan society, we have a kind of a myth A myth based on the realistic teaching of the Buddha. In the wrong way, they have taken this Buddha's teaching. Anicca dukkha anatta. Everything is impermanent and no permanent entity within the human being. And there is no permanent satisfaction in this world. Anicca dukkha anatta. These are the 3 points the Buddha discussed. These are Buddhist theories. Everything is impermanent. It's a Buddhist theory. So they are truth. Buddha used these theories to analyze the world. But at the same time, Buddha did not use these theories to discourage people about their own physical and mental well-being. So that's a very important point. Both the lay community and the ordained community are encouraged to take care of their physical and mental well-being. Meditation is an excellent way to maintain mental health. And also, Buddha guided you to have your physical well-being. So, first, let me remind you something that we recite when we have our meals. So we say patisankayani so pindapatam patiseva. So I eat mindfully. Neva tavai na madai na mandanana na vibhusanaya. Not for making this body attractive, not to grow desires. Imasa kaya sa tityayapana for the existence and for the maintenance of this body. Puranancha vedanam patiyakami namancha vedanam upadesami. The pain and suffering I experienced in the past, to get rid of that. Not to have new pain and new suffering to my body. Yatracha me bhavishyati. May this body, yatra, yatra is actually a vehicle, it's a ship. Yeah. Yatracha me bhavishyati anavachatacha. May this body be a ship, a boat to cross from this side to the other side. What about if this boat is leaking? The ship is leaking. Something is damaged in this ship. You cannot cross the other side. So maintaining the ship is an essential prerequisite for our inner purification. For instance, suppose we get sick all the time, we have pain and suffering, all kind of things, so that we cannot practice. Physical well-being is a part of mental well-being, and both go together. If we take care of our body, we can take care of our mind, and vice versa. So that this particular stanza we utter just before we eat shows how important your physical well-being is. Yatraj me bhavasati. May this body be a vehicle for me to cross to the other side. But people usually believe that this is this body is should not pay that much attention to this body because this is impermanent. So instead of taking care of this body, okay, take care of do wholesome actions. So in the next life, you will be born in a better place, something. But Buddha never advised us to ignore our body and our mind. You all have heard the Buddha's saying, Arogya Paramalabha. Santutti Paramantara, Visasa Paramanyati, Nibbana Paramam Sukha. Okay. On 2 occasions, Buddha used the same stanza. Arogya Paramalabha. Greatest gain is well-being. On one occasion, When the king Pasenadi Kosala, one day he approached the Buddha midday. Usually he visits the Buddha whenever, even when he goes to a war, still he came to the Buddha to get the blessing. So he was such a close devotee of the Buddha. One day in the midday, he approached the Buddha and he could not talk very well. He was breathing hard. He could not continue talking. The Buddha asked what happened. He said, I ate this much food, that's why. And at that time, Buddha uttered this verse, Arogya Paramalapa. Actually, Buddha, the stanza I used at the beginning, Manu jassa sada satimato makkan janato labda bochana. Anu tassa bhavanti vedana sanikan jirati ayupalayanti. Buddha, on that occasion, guided King Kosala, Pasenadi Kosala, to practice controlled eating. What is this controlled eating? Buddha is the first person in the world. If you examine the Buddha's biography and Buddha's teachings, we find that there are so many first things Buddha has done. Buddhist psychology, Buddhist rhetoric, so many things for the first time in the history of mankind. Buddha was the inventor, or Buddha was the first person to do these things. For instance, now avoiding a suicide through counseling. That's the first time Buddha did that. You may have heard about the story of the Rajmala. So, many things, I'm not going to go into details about these things, but I'm just going to focus on this one. Buddha is the first leader in the world, spiritual person in the world, to instruct people about calorie restriction. Today, it's called calorie restriction or caloric restriction. Usually, a man eats about 2,500 calories per day and a woman around 2,000. So, in the modern world, this is one of the uh, most popular practices for you to maintain your physical well-being. Eat less. These research show that uh, the animal tests, underfed dogs live 40% longer. Now, calorie restriction, eat less. One time, Buddha comes out of his avasa and talk to the monks, his disciples, saying, look at me. I am healthy and strong. Why? Because I eat only one meal a day. Ekasana bhojana. Ekasana bhojana. I eat only one meal a day. So, in the same way, if you also practice this one meal a day eating habit, you also will become healthy and strong. And one monk was not happy about that. He says, no, I cannot meditate with one meal a day. I want to eat more than one meal a day. And Buddha said, okay, you can eat 2 meals a day. You can divide what you eat in one meal a day. The amount of food you eat one time, break it into 2 portions. Eat one in the morning and eat the other in later. This is what you got. Same thing in 2 portions. Calorie restriction, controlled eating. So this is Buddha for the first time. The thing is that I am healthy, I am strong. If you want to be strong and if you want to be healthy, eat less. Now, people believe that if we eat less, we don't, uh, we need energy. But if you practice this calorie eating, or the other one is called intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting, at least 16 hours without eating. Okay, don't eat. Keep your stomach empty for at least 16 hours. This is what I practice for many years. Intermittent fasting. So after you eat the dana, next day you eat your breakfast. So about 6. Sometimes I fast for 19 to 20 hours. No? A lot of people believe that you get weak and sick. No, I get stronger. I have energy all day because of this controlled eating. But you also have to be uh, particular about your other nutrients. Okay, you eat less means you you eat enough food that means that you get your nutrients. If you don't get your nutrients, you have to take supplements. Okay? So these supplements should be, uh, some people all the time go to stores and buy cheap supplements like synthetic multivitamins. They don't help you. Synthetic multivitamins can damage your body. They are made in labs. If you take vitamins, it should be uh, whole food. Okay, whole food multivitamins. This come from natural sources. Whatever. So eat less and have energy and age slowly. There are two ways to age slowly. Okay. Uh, I have been doing nowadays. I have been doing a kind of a video. I will upload it tonight to my YouTube channel Enlight. A woman's name. Her name is Lurkins. What's her name? Janet, right? Janet Lurkins. Jerkins. Uh, Janet Lurkins. The name. So she is now 82. She does not look even 60, and no diseases. Her husband recently passed away, and when she goes to a market or somewhere with the husband, some people ask, "Oh, your daughter is so pretty." And several times people have said, "Oh, your granddaughter is so pretty." This woman eats raw, she's a vegan. She's a vegan, she's a raw vegan. So eating animal products. I have in my whole life, I have been, not whole life, I mean, during the last 35 to 40 years, I have been a vegan. Okay, I don't eat any animal products. I don't even use honey. No animal products, no milk or anything. Okay, so I feel that I ate very slowly. The reason, animal products have a kind of a protein called, they call it TOR, T-O-R. That's what they call target of rapamycin. An apple has a very small amount of TOR, but meat has a lot. The target of rapamycin is a protein. It breaks down. It accelerates the cell's division. It breaks down your cells so faster so that you age faster. That is why vegans and vegetarians age slowly. And calorie restriction, as Buddha recommended, and refraining from eating animal products, animal meat, fish, and animal, anything comes from animal bodies, are the two best ways to postpone aging. Now, Buddha, of course, did not recommend you to uh, uh, be vegan because of one reason. Those days, remember Devadatta Thera as the Buddha, right? So impose this rule. The monk should forever be vegan, no animal products. But Buddha did not impose such a rule because uh, in that society, what people did was that is a lot of huge jungles, forests, and people hunted and people ate animal meat and fish, all kind of things. So that what these people gave monks, okay, is meat and the animal food. But if a monk does not eat, the monks may not be able to survive in this society. You take your ball and you walk and you stand in front of a house, right? So what do they give, right? So monks could not ask them, oh no, I don't, they don't get anything to eat. So that seems to be the reason why the Buddha did not impose any rules about this. But if the Buddha lived in a society like this, where you have so many choices, Buddha would definitely say refrain from eating meat, fish, and all animal products. Okay, so Buddha recommended you to eat less and be healthy and strong, and that is your physical well-being. So the when the Buddha thought about this, uttered this stanza to King Kosala asked his bodyguard to memorize this stanza, memorize it. And he loved food. So that he said, whenever I sit for my meals, you stand behind and utter this stanza, learn it from the Buddha and repeat that stanza. So I will be reminded of the Buddha so that I will stop eating. And he said, "Oh, I will pay you an extra salary for this job." So uh, it happened. When your king sat there, the person should may read it, read this stanza. The king is reminded of the Buddha. So he stopped eating, and very soon he lost weight and he gained strength. And one day he praises the Buddha with okay peeling and touching his slim hands. He says, the Buddha helps me not only for the next world, Buddha helps me for this world as well. So, see, the Buddha's approach to your well-being, okay? Actually, Buddha wanted a society. Buddha established a society, right? They established a society that's called Buddha Sasana. Established a society to bring about social changes, inner changes and physical changes, and he wanted a strong healthy community. So Buddha guided them. This example is one example, and with his own practice of eating less and his guidance of this King Kosal. And on one more occasion, it is not only, excuse me, it is not only physical well-being, okay? Your health means both, it's a combination. Your mind gets sick, your brain gets sick, your body gets sick. So it's a two things. One occasion, Buddha went to a Kuru state where the Buddha uttered this stanza, Arogya Paramalapa, Santuti Paramantara, Sasa Paramanyati, Nibbana Paramansa. Then one young Brahmin, some Brahmins did not like the Buddha, right? Because Buddha wanted to bring about all kinds of social changes. So one Brahmin, having heard what the Buddha uttered, okay, raised his hands and showed his muscles and said, oh Buddha, see, this is that health. This is my health. Like that, he tapped on his muscles. Okay, this is my health. And Buddha at that time said, no, that is not what I meant. You are telling that it is your physical well-being. That is not what I meant. What I meant here is this inner well-being. Physical diseases and mental diseases are so many. Uh, Psychology professor, so whose office is next to my office, told me last week. that in the previous textbook for the class, there were two, 274 mental diseases. And for the new edition, 286 mental diseases. So many inner problems. So that you should pay equal attention to both. So taking care of the body, taking care of the mind, they both go together. Now, why in modern society diseases are so many? Mental diseases are so many and physical diseases are so many. What is the reason? In the past, remember, when I was in Sri Lanka, for instance, I rarely heard about cancer. You could have rarely heard about all kinds of physical diseases, mental diseases. But now, they are increasing uncontrollably. Recently, my previous, I visited now, just the Woodlands Cancer Hospital is just 5 miles away from where I am here. So the previous dean of my campus sent me an email message asking, my grandson, okay, is in the Woodlands Cancer Hospital. Please pray for him. And then uh, I, this praying is both Christian tradition and Buddhist tradition. Praying means you use your good inner energy, mental energy, and you send that energy to somebody. In other words, you develop loving kindness within and you send that energy. That's praying. That is practice in Christianity and also in Buddhism. And then I asked her to send me the address of the room number, and I visited the hospital. Now, it was such a shock. Not only this child, so many children of age 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. They all have got cancer, various kinds of cancer. And yesterday I read a research where the youngest person to have Alzheimer's is 18 years old. The youngest person to have an Alzheimer's is 18 years old. So from teenage, you get Alzheimer's. What do you think the reason? We have our needs, our physical needs, our mental needs. What are these needs? What is the most important need? If you are asked, most of you would say, oh, it's water. But before water, oxygen comes first, right? So you close your mouth and nose, and you don't live more than 3 minutes. So that's your oxygen first. Then it's your water. Then food. Then sleep. Then rest. Then work. Exercise means work. Okay. And also when you get sick, you have to take medicine. These are physical needs without which we don't survive, we don't live. Now, what has happened today is a completely different kind of food. We are abusing our bodies. We are misusing our bodies. Because what is added to our food? You have heard about processed food, ultra processed food. Ultra processed food means the food modified with all kinds of artificial additives, artificial colors, flavors, preservatives. The government is nowadays taking a very good effort. So I appreciate, I like the good things the government does. Okay, the USA government asking manufacturers of food to stop adding these artificial things. I saw yesterday, a news report said that the Walmart will stop producing food with artificial additives in from January 2027. So nowadays they add. You go to Walmart nowadays. You go to Walmart and go to aisle with where you see children's food, artificial colors, flavors, artificially colored. These are the cancer agents, and also these are the things that affect your mental health. Artificial colors and bipolar, artificial colors and attention deficiency syndrome. That is what happened to children. So suppose you are shopping inside the Walmart with a kid. Okay, the kid is sitting on the cart silently, and you push the cart through an aisle where children's candies are there, and the children see the child sees kind of a lollipop. Asks, "Oh, mom, can I eat it?" Okay, you take it and let the child eat it. In 10 minutes, the child goes out of control. That's because of artificial additives. Now, we believe that it's sugar. We believe that it's sugar that makes us hyper. It's not sugar. It's artificial colors and flavors. Because we are abusing our bodies with this artificial food. We get sick. We are going against nature. So, uh, the what made this new change is the industrial revolution that occurred in Europe and England in some 250 years ago. Mass production. Mass production. As a result of that, what happens is that all things are modified, new things are added. In that way we won't get sick. So my field, we study, and my field, for mostly, I know that in Sri Lankan society particularly, people are not aware of this. Okay? Now, point some deficiencies. Okay? So in the world, in the Western medicine, okay, there is no preventive system. So, in other words, the doctors here don't ask you to not to get these diseases. They want you to get these diseases. So they don't want you to. They don't take preventive actions. Okay? So that you have to take care of yourself to prevent them. So if they prevent this is a kind of a mafia in the world. Pharmaceutical companies and they all are connected together. Have, so their business does not thrive if you don't get sick. So when I went to a doctor, my new doctor recently for my annual checkup, okay, uh, he asked me, "Do you have heart problems?" I said, "No." "Do you have cancer or anything?" "No." "Do you have any blood sugar or anything?" "No, I don't have any diseases." Okay, and it didn't make this doctor happy, you know. So it is something like that. So that in this society, in the way we eat food, okay, it makes us sick. In this world, the the worst deficiency in this world because we live an artificial life. Okay. Remember, the Buddha said, "Aranya katarangwa, rukamula katarangwa, sunyakara katarangwa," nature. Okay, the Buddha appreciated nature. Some people say that so arahant, the arahant cannot appreciate what is subject to their senses. That is false. They can appreciate, of course, nature, and so many poems in the Theragata and Therigata appreciating nature. Okay, so that uh, uh, we appreciate live with nature. Okay, the Buddha asked us to live with nature, but now we have gone completely out of that. We have gone against nature. The worst deficiency nowadays? is vitamin D deficiency. Okay? Elderly people, up to 90% of elderly people are deficient in vitamin D, but they are not aware that they are deficient in vitamin D. Joint pain, for instance, if you if you sleep 8-10 hours a night, but still you feel sleepy, you're all the time you are so tired, and you have asthma and allergy, you have joint pain, muscle pain all the time. That is because of the deficiency in vitamin D, and they are not aware. What the medicine you receive is just to suppress it, painkillers. That's all. Okay. So in my YouTube channel, uh, I presented a video about the vitamin D and arthritis. Actually, there is no disease as arthritis. Okay? Arthritis, it's a name given. Arthritis is a deficiency of something, right? Okay. And also this, because of artificial additives you eat it, so you get joint inflammation. That's what you call arthritis, and mostly. And sometimes deficiency, vitamin D deficiency. So hundreds of people have thanked me for telling them that taking vitamin D can help them get rid of. Several people said, I got, I got, I got rid of that disease, and my mother and my old family members, everybody got rid of that disease, that joint pain after taking vitamin D. So what I'm saying is that we are not living with nature. We are not living with nature. Now, all our lives are against nature. I am here in Texas. This is the air conditioned room. That means we are not living with nature, right? This artificial life. What we do is uh, we live in air conditioned rooms, and then air conditioned vehicles and the offices and everything, all the buildings. Okay, so our skin never sees the sun. It's going against nature. But all these have given all these diseases. So it's so important that we understand them, and at the same time we pass this knowledge to the new generation, okay, to guide them. But here in Houston, in our Sunday school, what we teach these children is mostly what to eat, how to eat, what food they choose, you know. So the children here, they don't push their parents to drive through restaurants and like that, buy food like that. So uh, instead, they have been encouraged to eat healthy food for their well-being. So that you need to teach your children and your family members and spread this message. Okay. Uh, Children develop all kinds of inner problems because of the food they eat. Okay? Go back to nature. And we have no choice, no option but to go back to nature. Go back to nature. Okay? Take care of your oxygen well. So in the evening or in the morning, I go to backyard here, and we have a huge tree there behind, and there are several benches. I sit there and meditate, sitting there, living with nature. Aranyakatanangwa, rukamulakatanam, sunyakarakatanawa. That releases, okay, the meditation. You know, it's a surprising thing. The Buddha always asks you to meditate. Now, the latest research shows that meditation helps you grow good bacteria in your digestive system. That's the latest research. When you meditate, it helps you. Your gut, the axis, the connection between your guts and your brain, guts and your joint, guts and your lungs, and your guts and your nostrils, and whole your body. Okay, now the worst thing that has happened to this world, the worst disease is their digestive system is sick. How many uh, bugs do you think? I think most of you know that, but I'm just asking. How many bugs do you think are living in our digestive system? Hundreds, thousands, millions, billions? Now it has been estimated that over 100 trillion, not that, over 100 trillion, they are called microflora, okay, gut bacteria are in our system. We both live together helping each other, okay, but the way we eat has destroyed most of the good bacteria like uh, uh, what are called good bacteria, so many good bacteria, lipidobacterium, lactobacillus. All these bacteria have been destroyed by the food we eat. Okay, that is going against nature. Therefore, all kinds of bad bacteria have grown inside our digestive system. As a result, it makes our entire body get sick. I saw recently a scientist has said, if you have arthritis, eat a yogurt every day. If you have arthritis, eat a yogurt every day. Eat a yogurt means, what does it mean? Eat a yogurt, it means with live cultures, right? Live cultures. Okay? It means uh, good bacteria. So you provide good bacteria and take probiotics. If you have diseases, that's what I'm saying in my videos. If you have diseases, take probiotics. Okay, probiotics every day. That will help you get rid of these diseases. Most of these diseases like allergy, asthma, sinus, joint pain, all kind of things. I'm not a medical doctor, okay, but I am giving this knowledge with my research and education and understanding. Okay? So now this is my field of interest, and that interest derives from the Buddha's teaching about physical and mental well-being. If you don't care of yourself, okay, never ignore your physical well-being. Okay? Never think that Buddha discouraged you about your physical well-being. Buddha always wanted you to be healthy and strong. Healthy and strong, and Buddha presented many ways for you to achieve those objectives. Okay? So, I believe that what exercise? I believe that monks should also exercise, physical exercises. Somebody would ask, oh, did the Buddha ask monks to exercise? Of course not. Did the monks during the Buddha's time exercise? Of course not. But they did exercise. What is the best exercise? Walking. Walking. Remember? The Buddha walked after a meal. And nowadays, latest one of the research I read is that after a meal, if you walk at least 2 minutes, that reduces your blood sugar immediately. Walking after eating. And also Buddha walking, okay, from city to city, from state to state, from village to village. For 45 years, the Buddha and the enlightened disciples and the monks and the bhikkhus walked. Therefore, they did not need any other exercise. But today, do they walk? In Sri Lanka, do monks walk? I remember when we were kids, the monks walked all the time. They traveled to Dharma, but now it's vehicles all the time, right? So that they don't practice this. healthy walking. So that nowadays we need to find out new way. That could be exercise. That's why in my YouTube channel, it's the latest Harendra's video. The latest video that Harendra Jailal made with me is the last week. I showed people exercise. Monks should exercise, otherwise they get sick. I know out of 10 monks, 9 of them are having some kind of a chronic disease. And that's because of lack of exercise. Lack of exercise and so that's not going against the Buddha's teaching, because Buddha wanted you to make your vehicle, your body, a vehicle to cross from this side to the other side. That means keep this vehicle healthy and strong. Then that will facilitate your spiritual growth. Your physical well-being will help you achieve your inner purification also. I saw the last week, one person is coming to meditation, all the time knee pain, knee pain, knee pain, all the time knee pain. He wants to sit in the cross-legged, but for 10 minutes he sits again, he moves like this. So that is pain. Eh? So take care of your body if you want to meditate well. So that this health is such an important topic in the Buddha's teaching. Okay? So that is so important that we pay attention to that. Never ignore your body. Never ignore your body. Uh, because the purpose of your life is to make it beneficial to yourself and beneficial to others and beneficial to both parties. Atta Sanghita, Parata Sanghita, Ubhayata Sanghita, right? So my life should be meaningful to myself. My existence should be meaningful to others. My existence should be meaningful to both parties. If you don't take care of yourself, you cannot make your existence uh, meaningful to yourself and others. For instance, I have spent so many years to earn my PhD in English. I spent 15 years studying English. 15 years. Okay. And my education and my experience, so I can contribute to social well-being, right? So I must live many, many years without being sick, then I can serve society. So that taking care of myself is my primary concern. I do believe that should be your primary concern as well. Having said that, it is time for us to wind up this discussion. I have combined the Buddha's teaching and also I have pointed out to you what is new interesting areas in modern research in the field of medicine. So having said that, it's time for us to wind up this uh, Dhamma Deshana. So you listen to this with attention, and by doing so, you acquire a lot of merits, punya. Let us share this punya first with higher powers, devas, and the devas. At the beginning, we invited the devas to listen to this Dhamma Deshana. May the devas be rejoiced, and may devas bless you and protect you and keep palms together and say sadhu 3 times. Let us share these merits with our departed relatives. Okay, so we send this energy through our minds. Okay, may they acquire these merits, and with the power of these merits, may they make their after-death existence happier and more peaceful. Let us say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Finally, let us we all share these merits. Okay? May the punya be accumulated today by listening to this Dhamma Desana, be a part of our lives, and may we all be well, happy, and let us share these merits with the Devas. Akasattha ca Bhummatta Devanaga Mahittika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakkhantu Lokasasanang Chirang Rakkhantu Desanang Chirang Rakkhantu Mang Paranti. Share with the departed relatives. Idang me nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idang me nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idang me nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Final bliss of Nibbana. Imina punya kamena mami bal samagamo satang samagamo hotu yava nibbana patiya idang me punyang savakaya vahang hotu sabbaduka pamunchatu sadhu sadhu sadhu. May you all be well, happy, and